It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Burns. Always have the ladies with me. White girl in the building. How you doing?
I'm fine. I had a very hectic weekend this weekend.
Wow.
You know, considering I've been having headaches, I should have mellowed, but I didn't mellow. I went to a wedding on Saturday. We had two weddings. I dressed for the first wedding, which was the first invitation. But Theo said we should go to another wedding. So I was dressed in the ashwabi of the first wedding.
So the second wedding?
The second wedding. So I stood out like a sore thumb. Like that.
And so the colors did not match it at all.
But they were serving champagne.
Oh, you're poison.
I didn't go to the second party again. I sat down there.
No, you didn't go to the people. Wait, you didn't go to the people that own the ashwabi, their own party.
I didn't go again.
Imagine.
When they...
They said
they
poison.
didn't even...
They put it.
That's bad behavior.
It's bad behavior. I agree that it is bad behavior.
Embarrassing one.
Whoa.
And then I went to Afefe, this school for Lions Camp Up to watch a lovely play by Shegun Adefila. It was, and what I loved about the play was that it was telling us about going back to our culture.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic play, and I think everyone should go and watch it. It was called The Divorce of Ocha and Luvino. It was
at his restaurant.
That restaurant. That restaurant.
Never been there. Heard about it.
You haven't been there?
I've not been there.
And it has a cinema. Me that I'm on diet. I went to go and eat ice cream milkshake. I mean, drink ice cream milkshake.
You are just busy.
How you doing, Nima? Let me come to you, Jai.
It was too much.
How you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. I'm grateful. It was a working weekend. So Friday we had dinner at Alara. Thank you, Miriam, for accompanying me. It was nice meeting Ready for Lawuyo, the entire designers, the pop-up, Hijabi pop-up exhibition was amazing. And I bought Remy Wahab. So apparently, all of you going to Turkey to buy Turkey are doing something wrong. So we have a designer, a hijabi, who creates hijabi with Nigerian fabric kind of a buyer. So
I don't find customer. Nima will definitely
I walk up as I come back. I kept saying, oh, budget. I bought it, JJ. I kept it inside my salad. But one day, be carpet something.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. On Sunday, my friend turned 40. And Honorable Noimot Banire, she's my Egun now in marriage, and it was her 10th anniversary as well. I show face, come out, no makeup, nothing, just show face, mark present, and left, and it was a politician kind of set up, everybody in the constituency. Okay. Just moved out.
We go to our producer. How you doing?
Still producing.
30
days on set.
Just day 9 or something, or day 10?
No. We've done 13 days.
Oh, really?
Already,
Wow.
So
Okay.
the remaining days
halfway.
are loading, yes. Yeah. So I had 2 kids on set because I played Iya Ibeji and I had twins. And guess who my twins were? Aima and Kaima.
Hey!
Those girls are actors. They got on set that day because we didn't have time to print their own script. So they didn't read it before coming on set. I know how I was a bit panicky because I was thinking, would they have time to digest the lines and everything? Those girls shocked everybody.
Are you serious?
They read it there. They took it one take, no mistake.
Gosh.
Everybody was so impressed. These children should be
Were they
acting.
Aima and Kaima on set?
No. I gave them Taye and Kehinde, as a Yoruba woman that I was, and it was really fun. They experienced it. It was good. I've paid them. I said, we pay people on our set. We don't owe.
Nice.
We are good producers.
Come and invite me.
When I have a role for you, I'll call you.
They pay them well.
But I'm doing sales now. We're still selling. I've not had time to ring bell, so maybe I'll just carry the bell to set and ring it, give other actors to help me ring too, but sales are ongoing and, orders are coming in. So your hairs, your skincare, and your outfits are ready for you.
I have a lot of congratulatory messages. First of all, it's a birthday to my sister, Chinuade Aigwedo. Today is her birthday.
Okay.
Yesterday was Chief of Staff's birthday.
Jabi Amila.
Right Honorable Jabi Amila was his birthday yesterday. And then today also is somebody's birthday.
Governor Sanwo-Olu's birthday.
So it is?
Today?
I think so. That's governor.
His picture is in the Nation.
I think it was yesterday or today. 25th of June, yes. Governor Sanwo-Olu's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
To our governor.
And congratulations to somebody who I regard as my godfather, Mr. Tunji Bello, God bless you, was given CEO of Consumer Protection Commission. So congratulations to you, sir.
Yeah.
Well
Then
deserved.
your outfit
And
for what?
birthday?
So that's July, I think.
In
Oh,
Nigeria.
it's June. No?
It's June.
We need to find out.
Anyway, I am dressed for Chioma's wedding. I've not been invited. I don't know her. I don't know her husband. But because I am an online auntie, and I feel that it is important to celebrate a young woman who, through it all, you know, she has really held her power and she's finally gotten the marriage she wanted. A lot of bad things have happened to her, good things have happened to her, but the truth is that in everything, Nigeria is celebrating and happy for her because at the end of the day, that's what she wanted. You see, there's nothing as powerful as a woman going for what she wants, who knows exactly what she wants, goes for it despite all the odds. And congratulations to her, her husband, Davido, and I congratulate the whole family. And I'm just an online auntie.
Aren't we all?
Dressed up, aren't we all?
Governor,
I will dance in my house, I will party in my office, I will order food, and I'll celebrate her. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Maybe they're watching this, they will quickly send you invitation.
I don't even want to go. It's be too crowded. I don't want to go for the party, but I like my house. It's too full. Yeah,
you know, but I hope that. Anyway.
I just
That's
hope.
our topic.
No, I took a story about it online, so...
Okay, you just take it there.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. Why we insist on state police by southern governors. Tinubu urges North to fight insurgency in unison. States battle NLC over 30,000 naira wage payment default claim. Rivers crisis pro-police protests rock council secretariats. Senate committee seeks more facts from the AGF in probe of 30 trillion naira CBN loan to FG. Tunji Bello is Consumer Protection CEO. Cholera death toll rises to 53 in 107 councils. And court clears ex-Lagos Speaker Ikuforiji of money laundering. All right, which story?
I will take the court clears ex-Lagos Speaker Ikuforiji of money laundering. He was arrested and charged by the EFCC in 2012. 2012, let me say that again. Then on March the 17th, the EFCC closed the case, calling the second prosecution witness. Then Justice Lima was transferred out of Lagos Division and the case suffered several setbacks. And then on May 23rd, the Defense Counsel, Dele Additional, opened the case for defense and called 3 witnesses. So anyway, he has been discharged of all the cases in 2024.
Wow.
From 2012
2024, that's a long time. Whoa.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to you story about Tunji Bello. He's a consummate journalist, lawyer, and administrator. Mr. Olatunji Bello will take charge of the Consumer Protection Commission following his appointment yesterday by Mr. President. As a journalist, Mr. Tunji Bello had become editor of the Sunday Concord and National Concord at various times. He was also chairman, editorial board of This Day. As an administrator, he was the secretary to the state government SSG in Lagos State between 2015 and 2019. Prior to that, he was commissioner for environment and water resources. So he was was just the last commissioner for water resources in the state, and is now going to be in charge of the consumer. If you remember, there was Mr. I think it's Tunde Irukera that had that position until sometime this year. So congratulations to him, and I'm wishing him all the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the cholera story. According to the Nation, they have lost 53 lives. Nigeria has lost 53 lives to cholera, according to the DG, Nigerian Center for Disease and Control and Prevention, Jide Idris. And these are out of the 1,528 suspected cases across 107 local government areas in 31 states. So only 31 states have the incidences of cholera cases. 16 out of these are the heaviest. Lagos has 29 deaths, leading other states. And we have Bayelsa 2 deaths, Abia 4, Zamfara no death, Rivers 8, Katsina 3, Delta 4, Nasarawa 1, and Kano 1 across the country. According to the DG, this represents 33.5% of the case of death cases that we have, and they are doing everything possible to curb it. I guess we'll be taking more on that today.
Yeah. Right. So some states yesterday clashed with the NLC, that's the Nigerian Labour Congress, over an allegation of default in the payment of 30,000 naira minimum wage. Now, the Labour listed the states. It says Abia, Bayelsa, Delta, Enugu, Nasarawa, Adamawa, Niger, Borno, Sokoto, Anambra, Imo, Benue, Taraba, Zamfara State said they are not paying the expired minimum wage. And we know that that was signed into law 5 years ago. Now, the Assistant General Secretary of the NLC, Chris Onyeka, said that many state governors flouted the Minimum Wage Act because they do not believe in the sanctity of law. And he said that a state governor who does not believe in the sanctity of law will have a high proclivity to disobeying. And if you examine them and check how some of them got into power, you see that some of them also broke the laws, according to him. And he said, how do we not expect them to obey the national minimum wage? So he says that many governors also were unwilling to pay civil servants their salaries because they see the resources as theirs and they are not willing to share with the workers who are actually the ones creating the wealth. They said some believe that they can do anything without any form of consequences. But then some states are replying and saying that he has to check his facts. Enugu said, that's according to the Enugu state government, it says that they have been paying the minimum wage. In fact, that when Governor Mba came into office, he had to check through the wages of the primary school teachers and local government workers, and he quickly set that in motion so that they are paying at least from 2024. Benue State said also that they have to check their facts right, that they have been paying from levels 1 to 6, and they've not had any issues with the minimum wage. Taraba, they were not sure whether they are paying or not. They're still expecting them to get back to them. And I think it's unfair if even 30,000 naira states were struggling to pay for it.
Okay, let's move on to Vanguard. There's no punch today. NCDC declares cholera emergency, sets up measures. Rivers Crisis XLG chairpersons flout police order and stage protest. Minimum wage, approved 250,000 naira demand to match inflationary trend, Labour tells Tinubu. Boko Haram abducts High Court judge, wife and 2 others. Davido Chioma's thrilling love story as they tie the knot today. My government won't slow down until insecurity is eliminated, Tinubu vows. And Shetima to Sokoto government. Guard Sultan jealously, he's an institution. Oh. Any story in Vanguard?
I have the judge's story. So, a High Court judge in Maiduguri, working with the Borno State judiciary, was abducted by suspected Boko Haram members in a convoy, in his car, not a convoy. Was the judge, his driver, his police orderly and his wife, and they had they were attacked on the Buratai Bunigari road around the curve by a group of armed men. When they tried to maneuver, they fell into another group of armed men who were able to abduct them and went with them into the forest. This is about 120 kilometers road that has a death trap has been a death trap for many people, and sadly, this judge has been kidnapped. We don't know what might be related, but because of the nature of a judge's work, they are expected some form of protection. I hope that this is not because of any of the cases before him that this has happened, and I hope that government can do something immediately to help him, because now he's in captivity with Boko Haram, and this will further demotivate judges from carrying on their duties.
All right, let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Vanguard.
Yeah, so still on minimum wage issue, I'm really interested in this. Organized labor is pleading with President Bola Tinubu to prove his love for Nigerian workers and approve their demand of 250,000 naira minimum wage to reflect the present inflationary trend in the country. And they said that the new tripartite committee of the new national minimum wage and President General of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, Prince Adewale Adeyanju, was accusing the state governors of stalling efforts at achieving a reasonable wage for public workers. He says if you're an employer of labor and you do not have the love of your workers in your heart, how do you call yourself an employer of labor? That they've had problems with the OPS and the state governors, and they believe that they can afford to pay the minimum wage that they are talking about. He says they've been at the negotiating table where they are dragging from 30,000 to 48,000 to 60,000, and they are pricing it as if it's tomatoes and pepper that they are talking about. Even before they arrived at 62,000, it was just back and forth. And he says everybody understands the economic situation in the country. The workers are not happy about it, and they are expecting that this now is lined with the president to give a go-ahead for the 250,000. He said they cannot say they do not have the money to pay, that the president has said that they will pay only what the economy can afford, and they know that the economy can afford it, especially if the governors use their security votes to pay the minimum wage. He says, what are they doing with their security votes? Most people are still not even secured in the states, that they should be able to pay that 250. So they are waiting for the president to say something about this minimum wage.
Okay.
So I took the story of Chioma and Davido. I will quote Vanguard. It says, today we'll definitely open a new chapter in the love story of pop star David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, and his partner Chioma Roland, as they walk down the aisle in a blaze of glory.
Gang, gang, gang.
So they are getting married today. He confirmed this on Instagram, I think, and then the venue they don't know, but they are all suspecting it's either Harbour Point or Eco Hotel in Victoria Island. They said, notwithstanding the venue of the high-profile wedding, fans of the unavailable Kuna. That means he's unavailable
anymore.
And for those that want to know, they started this love story back in 2013.
Yes.
Oh, and she got pregnant, and the whole what? She's been through a whole lot.
She's been through a lot.
She's had three or four baby mamas from different people. Through it all, she made her decision to stay with him.
Yeah, it's reminding me of Two-Face, Idibia, and
yes, and she lost her child, which was a very devastating experience. You know, that can break any couple. And even married couples, when nothing happens, you break it off. For whatever reason, she still made a decision to stay with this person. And then, you know, and
I think she really loves him.
And I think they said he went on his Instagram page ahead of the wedding and he tagged it Chivido. Hashtag Chivido 2024.
We're rooting for them. We're happy for them.
He gave her a surprise shower, wedding shower, bridal shower. He told her she was going to eat. When she got to the venue, she says, I don't know where. I'm hungry. Next thing you know, she just saw balloons and she just started screaming. And
we saw that on social media.
It's an imperfect love story, which just reminds us that nothing has to be perfect all the time.
Can we talk about the role of the
How is it imperfect?
after the loss of the baby?
Imperfect because of how it started.
See,
How?
So
who gave us the template?
Can make it
it must go this way and go that way.
Because she got pregnant in school without graduation, so that's the imperfect.
No,
there are a lot of things wrong in that relationship by everybody's standards.
Yes, everybody has different.
But the role of, for me, what stands out for me is the role of the David's dad when they lost their child, and the way he silently handled things till they had their twins.
Yeah.
And you see the father, you know, playing that fatherly role because, you know, David maybe...
We can make it a hot topic later if you're interested. But let us take this story. I'm really interested in this. Vice President was in Sokoto where he said, I think I lost that story. 1 second. Yeah, he was in Sokoto and he was speaking, advised the Sokoto state government to protect the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Said Abubakar III, because it is needed for the growth of the country. The Sultan is the Sultan of Sokoto, but he's so much more than that. He represents an idea, an institution that all of us in this country need to jealously guard, protect, promote, preserve, and project for the growth of our nation. This is coming on the back of the fact that Professor Ishaq Akitola, that's the executive director of the Muslim Rights Council, had allegedly talked about a plot to depose the Sultan. Now they're just deposing emirs here and there, deposing
Yeah.
Obas and kings. So he said you better guard the Sultan of Sokoto very jealously. A book about the chief press secretary of the governor was not immediately available for comments, but they said that there were issues where the Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Ali had deposed 15 traditional rulers of various offenses. So we cannot be deposing our kings and traditional rulers
I wish they had made this wahala when Ganduje first deposed Sanusi.
Yes, that
No,
started
don't mind them.
the spiral.
Because they are doing as if that one didn't happen.
Yes.
But that one happened.
But he was not in power. Shetima was not in power.
There was a deafening silence from the north. Everybody do
At that
drum.
time.
Nobody talk except for Erufai.
Were they in power?
Everybody.
The man that is talking now was not in power.
Shetima
And he's not
was
the
a
one that
senator.
has the power.
Yeah, but he was not.
was a
he
city
he was
senator.
the vice
He had been
president.
governor. He
They
was
do
very good,
shovel
he was high up. He
at the
shouldn't-
time.
Does he have to be a vice president to
I like the loud now, Sha.
all of them, they shout.
They protect. They shout or no shout. They must protect the institution
I'm
of the
just
traditional
saying
rulers.
that I wish they had all talked at the time Ganduje
Because that was
They
not
just
set
woke
the
up, right?
precedent.
They just woke up.
That was
they
the
were
precedent.
sleeping.
They just woke up.
Okay.
Another story. Can we
Sleeping
move on?
tablets.
We can move on.
we've
We're
moved
done with
to
the
the next
Vanguard
paper.
now.
Tribune.
His new telegraph, please.
We have
trouble. Please bring it up.
I should move to Telegram.
Please.
Let me come to this.
Let's not run out of
Tribune
time.
will do another day. Epidemiological evidence. NCDC declares public health emergency on cholera. Excuse me. State creation Ohaneze favors Anyoma over Orlu as it states for Southeast. Benue loses another ex-milliard as AVM Bayo Lawal dies at 83. 13 trillion naira ways and means. Senate taddles AGF on vital information and says probe in progress. Court gives Chinese firm to go ahead to seize Nigeria's properties in the UK. Emirates crisis police give reinstated Emir Sanusi protection. And Rivers crisis XLG chairman, chairpersons defy police and stage protests. Which story?
The
Cholera.
Chinese story.
Okay.
So you see that our P&ID case that we won.
This is the kind of story
That
you
20
like.
million pound case.
Something, yeah.
They have attached judgment to it. This Chinese company called Zhonggan Funje Industrial Investment Company. So they have
Let me help you.
Chinese.
Continue.
So I'm holding the paper right now.
Okay.
So they had a 70 million pound dollar investment treaty with us as a country, and Nigeria, Ogun State particularly was the state in question. They had a free trade zone agreement that they wanted to build in 2013, and that state now moved away. Ogun State now pulled out of that venture, allegedly terminating their participation just after 3 years. Now, these people now went to the UN Commission, I think their arbitration court, I'm trying to get his name fully, United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. And they went there, they got judgment awarded against us. Wow. And we had no property outside the country for that enforcement immediately. The moment we got our PNID, they attached judgment.
So that one.
I'm telling you, the one way pay me pass. In 2021, they got an enforcement order, an ex parte one, a temporary one. Nigeria did not go and enter reply within the 74-day deadline.
That they gave to us.
We didn't do nothing.
Oh, wow.
July 2023, the Court of Appeal in London stopped Nigeria from bringing our late enforcement order against that order, stressing that, provisions, the Cochrane's provisional determination that state immunity did not apply has become final. And now we are dragging to counter that judgment. Sadly, these people are looking at two of our properties that we have already commercialized in the UK.
Jesus.
That's the one that is paining me. Nigerian sovereign property owned outside the country were already commercialized. They were already used for business purposes. So all the impediment that they would have had, we have negated it. They are looking at entering those two properties and getting that judgment. We still have a total of $70 million outstanding. So it's just 20 million pounds. I cannot do the maths now and see whether that covers the entire money. But it is paining me. Just reading, I've read it 3 times.
So where were our representatives
The
at the time this was happening that they were supposed to respond?
administration since 2021. Was it not President Buhari and Malami that was AG at the time? I want to know exactly waiting happen, because they're calling some big law firms in the UK, and 2 Nigerian names are showing there.
We have to wrap up.
We have to wrap up.
We have to wrap up. But
I wanted to talk about the ShopRite in Abuja. It's closing down.
What happened?
Due to harsh economic So they have given out a...
Let them all go, YK. They've all taken advantage of our corruption.
No, it's not owned by Nigerians. Sorry. It's owned by Nigerians. It's not owned by... South Africa have left 2 years ago. Meanwhile, the universities, another topic, are groaning under the harsh NEPA bill. They are getting, in a year, I'm saying in a month, 336 million.
Who? As NEPA bill?
As NEPA bill. Ahmadu Bello University, they named several universities, Ilorin, all of them. So they say that is amounting to 4.4 billion in a year. I say, we plenty we go follow up under this NEPA. We plenty.
My son and myself were doing alternative power something. There was candle there. My son said solar. I said, no.
It's candle.
He said, it's candle light. I said, you don't know.
We go buy out.
They will come no now. My pikin no know.
We go buy lantern. Yes,
I was
lantern.
telling him that we read the candle.
Lantern.
Candle.
We
Mommy,
go buy
that's what you used to fragrance room. I said, no fragrance.
That time they cause fire. Go and sleep, forget.
You go forget me.
Knock your head.
I nearly burnt my house down.
All we can take on these people. Hello.
Hey, God.
I'm telling you, terrible.
That's our problem.
Suffering and smiling. Suffering and
We
smiling.
can't cry every day.
Let's go on a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Can't cry every day.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. According to reports, our President Bola Tinubu has directed that all civil servants drawing salaries from the government after jackpotting should be made to refund the money. I don't know how they want to do this. The President also directed that the supervisors and department heads of the culprits must also be punished for aiding and abetting the fraud under their watch. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Because there are different angles to this story. There's the angle of, obviously, the fraudsters, and there's also the angle of people within the government aiding the illegal withdrawal of money from the government coffers, and also those who have jackpot. You think that once you jackpot, somehow your mind is supposed to be renewed.
It will.
And you are still collecting money from the country you jackpot from. What are your thoughts? This was specifically, I think it was on Wednesday. Folashade Yemi, that's the head of service, head of civil service of the Federation, said that the government is making efforts to tackle workers. She was speaking on Saturday, representing the president. She said that while she was away in South Africa, she monitored some of the activities, especially read the shocking revelation by the head of service about, okay, sorry, this is somebody else speaking. This was Judge Akume, yes, speaking on Saturday. Tinubu, who was represented by Judge Akume, Secretary of the Government of the Federation, directed that heads and supervisors of the departments of such workers must be sanctioned. So pretty much in a nutshell, he said that the culprits must be made to refund the money they have fraudulently collected. Their supervisors and department heads must also be punished. The civil service cannot just be a workplace where anything is possible, where workers violate rules. They must be brought to book. So this is the conversation, really. Civil servants who decided to leave the country are still, they did not resign properly. So in the system, they are still there. You know, that's what some of us know as ghost workers.
This one are fraud, not be ghost workers anymore. So let's expand this list beyond those who jackpot and left their names in the record in the system as if they are present. Let's expand it to those who have collected our scholarships and use it to go to school and refuse to come back and refuse to talk about payback.
Yeah.
You know, what in Nigeria do for me mentality. You know, all I can take from the country, they never did anything for me. Let's expand it to those whose family members are late, whose names are still in the records, who are being paid. You know, let's expand it to these people whose family members or who are in the system, who have taken advantage of those who have been retrenched. So you have a retrenchment list from one government while it's being protested. They will replace some names while the salary goes to a fictitious account. And the person is in service who is collecting that money. Because when monies are paid through banks, it allows for tracing. that easily cops that fraud. But when it's boldly done by a known political person and nobody can say anything, the person continues to grow in the ranks in the business, in the company, while he is receiving more than 9 people's salary in that same federal establishment or state establishment. So let's expand it beyond these people.
So you're right.
Japa.
So the civil service obviously is like the bedrock of us. Like they need, if they are not compelled to do the right thing, then who is? They are the foundation of everything we're doing. There's a comment I'd like to read here before we move on, and I come to you, YK. It says, over the decades, and this is still Akume speaking, over the decades, successive governments initiated various national development, which is what you're saying, various national development plans and programs that all relied on civil service to translate and uphold those into high-impact programs. But it can't happen if the civil service itself is defrauding the system, because you don't have access. You have access to it. You know exactly what the plans are. You can manipulate it. You can manipulate it for your own interest. And we have to have a civil service that functions. If not, a society doesn't make any sense at all.
You see, what I want to even take it from this angle. If we have so many people that are being paid for not doing anything, you know, if we could cut it down, this
issue of minimum wage
would not arise. We would be able to pay it.
Yeah, true.
Because can you imagine paying $250 to someone who is in London earning pounds?
Hey!
He's not even working. So, and they really need to take it from here, not there. Because they are saying, okay, they're going to make them repatriate their funds. If they can, if they have the power, maybe Interpol. But the people here who are facilitated it, because there are people here who are facilitating it.
Yes,
Before now,
that's the only way they can get the money.
Equile that tell the one outside that the cat have traveled. They are the ones, they have to be insiders that open the door for the armed robber outside.
To come in.
See this case of 20 million pounds
let me give my
verse,
points.
I quickly took. They say that property is now used for is no longer leased for our consular activities. It is leased to residential tenants. It's not within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or one of these, whoever is in charge of our foreign business, that this is happening. Our Ministry of Justice cannot wash and clean of this matter. Neither can our Foreign Affairs Ministry wash and clean of these properties that we are talking about now. Chinese go collect them.
God forbid that. You don't link them to that one. Let's one issue from one issue to the other. So,
civil service.
This is just showing.
It's paining me. She's linking it because it's this corruption that we are talking about.
Yeah. So, if the system is not clean enough to know that people are not showing up for work, you will not start by blaming the people who are collecting the money, because if there was no payment, no, hold on, we are blaming everybody, but that's not the first point of call. You will not start with blaming the people the people collecting the money, because if there was no payment done, they will not collect the money. Now, how are the payments done when there's nobody represented to collect that payment? You have supervisors. I want to believe that there's a structure in the civil service. There are supervisors in the civil service. So if you don't clock in and clock out, and then at the end of the day, except they're telling me that they just, once you get the job, it's automated and there are no checks. There are no supervision that are carried out from time to time to check how many people are there, how many people are showing up for work, and then payments are just rolling out. Every month, they are just rolling out payment. That means they are they're not doing the work that they're supposed to do. So the cleanup is about cleaning the system and making the system effective. If the system is effective and you have supervisors who are checking their people, if there's a resignation that's going on, they are automating it in the system. These names are crossing out. They are doing the work they are hired to do in the first place. We will not have salaries going to people who are no longer there. So that system is what we need to first of all deal with.
You sure say they get clock?
No,
I'm just saying.
Let me
borrow me that paper.
Let me try to answer that question.
Just borrow me all the papers, please. I want to demonstrate something.
Okay,
so this is supposed to sign this, and I'm the staff, I'm the system.
Yeah.
I'll be appointed supervisor. Let's say you're appointed minister.
Okay.
And this is the one that I have put padded. I will now come, madam, please sign here. Moreo, please carry on some drama around BC. Yeah,
So
sign.
I will not read and sign.
Madam, sign.
I will read and sign.
Your next appointment is for 9:30. Please,
Okay.
your flight is about 2
I
p.m.
am educated.
Until
You
you
know,
go
not
sign.
a lie.
Point.
You see the civil service.
Wait.
You would have signed.
Let me even help. Let me even help.
Until like
Let me even.
You would have signed.
There's another angle. Remember that our president, when he was governor of Lagos State, introduced something called Oracle to automate the salaries.
Yes.
So we cut out all the ghost workers.
Yeah.
So everything is it's just supposed to be automated.
Yes.
But machine cannot work without human beings imputing.
Exactly.
So there is a possibility that those of you who already, maybe you work in the head of service or whatever, you work in a certain department where you have resigned. You didn't do the paperwork to ensure, to let the system know that you're out of system.
How do you resign without doing the paper?
No, you do
signed your resignation.
you resign.
Or you ran away.
No.
There's a difference.
There's some people that, do you know people that run every day, even staff.
You resign.
Listen now,
You even resign, but
listen.
me, that I'm supposed to accept your resignation, I have left it carefully there and transferred your payment somewhere else.
Meaning you
have already gone. You submitted the resignation letter.
Okay,
So that's where the fraud is coming from.
Systemic corruption.
That's where the fraud is coming from. So you will not start from the people who are collecting the money. Then you
No.
are starting from those ones who are signing.
I
They
know.
know that they have gone and they're signing.
Is there a way that I can be signing when I'm not on set?
I don't even understand.
Because I'm traveling soon, so maybe I can be signing.
The reason why I wanted
That's why
us
I'll be collecting money. That's all I'm
guys,
doing.
I wanted us,
TVC.
I wanted us to see
Not changing matter.
that Nigerians, we are our problem.
Yes,
We are
we are. I agree with you.
No, see, the one that Japa and the one that is here, we are the same thing.
I agree with you.
Because the truth is that the ones that are here, there are people that they want to Japa. You and I can be talking today right now. You've already planned to Japa.
Yes, now
I am
we'll
your
tell
guy. You have no idea. You will
No,
tell me when
don't
you get to
worry.
the airport
Yes, that
that you're not
going.
coming again. You have not done your documentation. I have no clue.
Okay.
So how many people can I really monitor that is traveling?
You go enter sack.
Hey, you sack. But the machines don't know that you've gone already.
That one is
why am I
even,
not
that one
taking
is
it to the
even,
machine?
Oga hand is clean, that one. The one that Oga hand might not be
Is
clean.
involved.
Oga, I want to Japa, but Oga, I'm going on summer vacation. You have 3 weeks, maybe your entire week is
Sabbatical.
21 days.
No, vacation
21
is
days.
fine.
Let's even take the 21 days. You know that as you are going, you will not come back. You have not come back.
Yes.
When you go there, when you reach there, you do an extension of something.
Yes.
You come and do another extension of
So
education.
they think in the system. Yes, now.
You are in the system.
Yes.
Your Oga
Wait now.
letting it
You know how many
slide.
people that you are
Say your
monitoring?
Oga want to be called wicked
Yes.
person. Except when you now have another
problem.
godfather. Oga will now be looking at all your application coming late. You have extended your vacation of 21 days to educational
That's the problem.
Clinical leave. You have extended it from education leave to another medical leave. You are sending proof.
Yes.
You are collecting it from medical
Yeah.
phrase
Yes.
and co. You are sending proof. That Oga is now India.
And
He's now clinical.
you be the same one abroad tweeting that Nigeria can never be good.
that-
Nigeria has finished. Nigeria has happened to us.
Has spoiled
We
finish.
have the problem.
Where the problem? So
Excuse
start
me.
from here.
When we start
fishing
saying we
them
are the
out.
problem, that's where I always have a problem.
Yes,
Let me tell you why I have a problem.
Yes. Because it's the
They-
leaders,
no.
it's the leaders that taught us that one, Abi.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It is. Because is this not a case that I just read that they took him for since 2012?
Who?
Ikuforiji. Since in 2024 they are delivering judgment. And when they now deliver the judgment, it was not guilty. What did the judge say? The judge said EFCC didn't even do their due diligence. They didn't do any correct evidence. But EFCC will now stand up and start to they will do newspaper media trial. Meanwhile, they don't have the evidence. So what happens is you and I will now see, because it's what my mother does, I will copy you, or what my father does. That's what I will be.
Yes.
So me, when I see all this one, you that you are my father, government. You that you are my mother, government. You are see that you are all doing. Me say when I reach there, I go do the same thing. That's why I say.
Because
the problem starts from up.
Okay.
Morayo, I will never agree. Me and you will never, because it is what I have seen over the years.
Yes.
Wait,
Please.
Wait.
Okay, I'm waiting.
I know a time in Nigeria, I grew up, I'm 63, when things worked. NEPA takes your light, you can go to NEPA office and say, excuse me, they will tell you, oh, there's a fault.
Yes.
Or NEPA will tell you, oh, something, we are taking light, no.
Yes.
Now, NEPA will take light, then they will give you a big bill.
Why?
And they will tell you, you are on bad day.
YK.
And you are still buying diesel.
Newsflash.
And you are still taking care of your generator.
YK, newsflash. Newsflash.
So all this is part of,
Wait.
don't flash me. All this is part of my problem. When I say it starts from the top and it feeds to the bottom, we are now the epitome.
Okay. Can I disagree with you?
Me, as a human being, I'm like a Nigerian.
YK.
Government.
Let me disagree with you respectfully.
Please do.
There is no Messiah coming from anywhere. Let me finish.
us.
There's no leader you're going to import from anywhere that will lead you and fix this country. There's nobody that will come here and fix it. It is what we brew from here that becomes there. If this man, that Japa, and he's still collecting government salary, he becomes governor, he's going to do exactly the same thing. There's no leader coming from it. No. You keep saying them. There's no them. It is you and I that get there. It is the same rotten you and I that gets there. So there's no Messiah. So stop thinking that some clown here is what is messing up our country. All of us, we brewed these Nigerians that we're seeing today.
No.
We groomed them. We brought them into the system. We have raised them. We have groomed them. The system has gotten rotten, and we have. I don't know. No,
we are like this.
It is fine, and I'm okay standing alone.
Yes,
the truth is, I'm almost done. When I went to speak last weekend at RCCG, a man spoke on nation building, and he said that Nigeria's problem is leadership. Fix leadership, and then it now came down to all the fact. Let me let Nima jump in here. I'm going to get my notes now, and I'll tell you exactly the point I want to make.
A lot of us in that YK's generation sat and watched till we were forced to join. Because the failure to enforce what we had in our criminal books as crime forced people to say, is this how I will sit down and I will not make it?
Yeah.
A civil servant who stayed by the books would most likely retire and queue at the pension office.
Yes, to get
tirelessly. When junior workers see them falling down in the rain for what they call attestation and affirmation, or what they call all those things, verification exercise, he will sort himself.
Yeah.
The system failed
not to
to
go to
work.
that.
Yes.
Let me.
When Muritala came into government, Muritala sacked all the civil servants, even the better ones.
Oh, joy.
Without retirement, he left them penniless and homeless. Now, tell me, the civil servants coming from under, what would they see?
I don't want to experience
find
it.
Became
them.
Jaguda.
Yes.
So that is where you see it is failure of government. That is
reward hard work.
Let me add something.
We failed to reward hard work and pay.
I want you all to
Let me
speak
tell you about the
so I
Messiah.
can-
Let
You
me
see,
add something.
I'm a huge not fan of ex-President Buhari. Everybody knows I've never hidden
not
it.
fan.
But let me tell you, when Buhari was
I'm a huge not fan.
president in 84, when he was head of state in 84, when he said, when they said Q, everybody fell in line. Everybody fell in line. So you can do it.
Yes, you can.
Anybody can do it. If you make, come on.
So there's an
I
adage in my
said,
place.
all of us, now so with the Q like soldier.
There's an adage in my place. Do you know what that means? It's not the child that tells the father that this is our former house. Because the child will not remember.
Yes.
It's the father that says this was our former house.
Oh.
Right? What that means is, you know how we all see things from a different perspective, and how sometimes the society helps us imbibe and impute in our subconscious what becomes the collective subconscious that is ruling everybody. Right now, there's one collective subconscious that everybody is going with, which is everybody sort yourself. And how did that become the norm? Because we saw it, we lived it, we experienced it. We saw people who did the other and they made a different way, and everybody in their head chooses, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. So if you're saying it's starting from all of us, how do we change it? When the people who have the authority, we can only sit here and talk.
Example, national.
Let me-
We can only sit here
anthem.
and talk.
Wait.
But there are people who have power in their hand to make that change.
National anthem.
How will they change it if we all take the blame and say it's Nima's fault, it's You's fault, and we do not have the power?
So
the
can
power
I speak?
lies
You know,
with
I've allowed
people.
all of you to speak.
The power lies with people who can make the change, stand by it, and from hoping that one generation to the next generation, everybody will fall in line.
So the point I'm trying to make is that person you're looking for that's going to fix does not exist and would never exist.
That means you can
Let
never
me,
change.
I didn't stop you. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
That person that is coming, that's going to fix our country, does not exist and he will never exist. Because as I speak to you right now, the best of our bests
They brought them from all over the world. Schooled in Harvard, they are all there. Ministers, and they're not fixing Nigeria. Because none of them understands the real love that Nigeria needs. What you and I need is not a leader that's coming from anywhere. What you and I need is to go back home to become civic, aware of our civic responsibilities. And it's not about you voting. So what I said was, with the person that spoke, what we are saying right now, we need strong leadership. What the man said was that we need strong leadership to help us build strong institutions, to help education, and then economic opportunities, social well-being, and then civic engagement. I said I'm going to turn that upside down. Civic engagement means that you and I will stop all this nonsense we are doing. But let me finish. I'm almost done. We'll go back to the basics. You plant your tomatoes, you go back to the farm, we now begin to love each other, love what we have. Everybody go back to your mineral resources in your communities, go back to your villages, go and raise your own cattle. You sell cattle to me, I sell tomatoes to you. Let us all go back and tear up all these foreign things that we're doing. When we begin to do that, we begin to love each other, understand and build our own economy from inside out. It is when we begin to build, and then we build on education, because it's the education we need to expand and scale that which we have started on a small scale. When we build education, we birth a leader. Okay. A leader that truly loves this nation, and bring him. He now becomes the Messiah we're looking for. As of today, that Messiah does not exist. Okay. And you will not find him anywhere.
How do we go back first? Wait.
We will go back to the basics. I love your nation. We don't love Nigeria. Nobody loves this nation. Okay, today, no Nigeria. Listen, I'll let you go on. No Nigerian loves this nation. All of us are looking for opportunity to leave the country. Yes, I disagree. Many Nigerians are looking for opportunity to leave this country.
No, I have opportunities to go. To speak for yourself.
Yes.
I have opportunities to go. I have never considered.
You're not staying because you love Nigeria. The opportunities are there.
What opportunities?
You're staying because you love the opportunity is there for you to stay.
I don't understand. What? I don't get it. You think I'm not getting better opportunities when I go there with my skills? Is that what you're saying? With my skill sets, I can get into any industry when I go there. But that's not the focus for me. I love my country. I had a conversation a few months ago when I was saying, what schools will my children go to? And I made a decision. They will school here. I schooled here.
I said that years ago. I've been saying that from day one. I have never in my life.
No, so the point I'm trying to make is, if I decide, me, YK, Nima, and you, pack our things and go to the village, right? To go and start again, to start farming, to remove this hair and start carrying my Tico hair and then pull my shoes and wear only Ankara, blah, 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 blah. While I am doing that, what is happening to the resources of the country? They are spending millions of naira doing other things, flying around the place, eating foreign food. The resources that belongs to all of us. Me, I'm in the village trying to be patriotic. It doesn't work that way. The leader must start first. Show the example, and every other best person begins to fall in line gradually. It's not something that will happen automatically.
And the point I'm making to this is that person that's going to give an example does not exist.
No, he must exist.
He doesn't exist. He's not from anywhere.
I get this point.
Unless you want to bring Obama from somewhere, but he does not exist.
I get this point that you have made. So how does it translate to the collective when we all individually go back to change? You know what will not make it translate?
Yes.
The fear of missing out. Everybody. I remember my dad. My father's uncle was head of the fire service when he kept on being demoted for active work because of fear of you surpassing him. He had to find a way to pull out of that system to a different multinational to build his family. Every Nigerian wants a good life.
Yes,
the freedom to pursue their own happiness freely. And that's what the collective must ensure is possible for every Nigerian. Until I don't need to know nobody to get somewhere.
That's what I want.
It's impossible. When you have somebody in power, the person becomes all powerful. He can do and undo. Such executive powers we give to them, distinguished powers we give to them, it's all encompassing for them. You give them even immunity. And then you say to the poor man who is waiting, who is afraid that when will I get there, who struggle of it.
You've not answered my question.
I'm about to answer your question. Let me
the fear of missing out cannot let it translate.
No, I'm not saying a selected few go back. I'm saying as a nation, we all collectively.
How do we all go
back? No, I'm just saying. That's my own suggestion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and everybody's opinion is different. You don't have to take it. You have to accept it. My opinion is that it has to be a collective agenda. The nation must say, you know what, the same way other countries say, I'm shutting down everybody, everybody go home. We must shut down and say, we're going back to the basics. That's my own opinion.
Excuse me. Who will shut down the nation? That's the first question I will ask you. Is it me and you MD of TVC, are you the one going to shut down the
I don't
nation?
understand.
You can give me that. Even if I decide,
we are sharing perspectives
no,
here.
I am, listen, I decide, I want to go back to the village to farm. Number one, no, I don't have land in the village to go and farm. So, okay, I don't have money to buy the land. So where will I start from?
We will give you loan.
The only place I can find is inside my house. Weds. I haven't finished. Now, yesterday, the governors, they had a meeting.
Southern governors.
The southern governors.
19 of them.
Southwestern. I mean, southern governors.
Southern. This was all the southern governors. They had a meeting, and in that meeting, they said they were going back to farming. They said we have the clinical hectares of land in arid land in Nigeria and
Arable land.
Arable to now go back to farming. Those words are a step in the right direction. The words is the action that we are waiting for. Because if they do take those words and put it into action, we have started. That is leadership. That is leadership. That is not me going to go and farm in the land that I do not have.
Alone.
I don't even know how to farm. That's number one.
You see this title your belt team.
Let me take this call. Nima, wait a minute. Let me take this call. So hold it for you. Good morning. Are you there? Hello? I think I lost the caller. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please. Volume, please.
Agbola Adewale from Shomolu.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes. So I want to
Can't hear him.
contribute. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Volume, please.
Now, the system the ministers are using, when they tender letter of resignation, that letter will not be dated. So it's a conspiracy among them. So then they will be sharing the salary. But after they suspect that there is likely to be problem, then they will now take a letter of resignation and submit officially. That's the system they are using. We have our friends, our family, and everybody that will know this is how they are perpetrating the fraud. Yeah. Then that's my submission on that. Then your producer is not effective at all. If you put on person online for too long, it's bad. So thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bola. Sorry about that.
I wanted to
Yes,
this
Nima.
13 belt example. Because we all need to do some form of sacrifice, compromise at one point.
Yeah.
So we have said as a nation tighten belt. Let's start with President Buhari, who came in and blocked dollar for certain excesses Nigerians had abroad, of foreign taste, education, everything. While all Nigerians started to tighten belt and force their kids to private universities in Nigeria, we saw their children graduating in the UK. While I know they staff, they tighten the belt. The fear of me, because you've seen that they're not doing the example, it has to come from home. When you're here saying, okay, President has said that we will not get foreign currency to go to abroad hospital. President constantly treated ear infection abroad. How is it not going to come from up down? Every time they will say it's for security reason. Now me, when they fear my village people won't come go Nigerian hospital.
They kill me.
No, now.
You are speaking from the post. You are speaking from a place of despondency. As a Nigerian, all of us. We are in that state, and I can understand. We are in that state, and I get that.
We have too many examples of enough to convince a Nigerian not to trust a person in office.
Yes.
To make the sacrifice.
Totally agree with you.
So we all know.
Totally agree with you.
You know that this side you are on, I've been on that side for a while. There's a reason I'm on this side today. I've not shifted my Nigerian patriotism. No. I'm saying that the leaders must not just do justice, they must be seen to do it. While we were sitting here, Vice President Oshibajo that we trusted the most, he graduated to Shire. They did not even have sense not to show us videos. They showed us videos. Wike showed us pictures. They all did. And the average Nigerian is the one who should start the sacrifice from their corners.
Why is it?
Can I give you an example?
You can't translate to the collective.
Let me give an example.
Doesn't work that way.
NDLA is an example. Buma Marwa is one of the best leaders NDLA has ever had. He's working hard and has an amazing team. Do we still have a drug problem in Nigeria? Yes, we do. Does he need the families and every other Nigerian to get with the picture and get with the program? Yes, he does, but are they doing it? No, they are not.
So he is the great leader we need in NDLE. But guess what? There's still a huge drug problem in this country. So it's not just about fixing your leader. If you don't get the foundation, listen to me, YK. If you don't get the foundation right, if every parent in this house doesn't raise their child right, if every parent doesn't ensure that they are cleaning up their communities, not waiting for local government chairmen to come and clean up for them, they are constantly ensuring that they are ridding their communities of these drug addicts, especially getting their children away from it. There's nothing Mara wants to do. He will work on his work. He will work. I'm almost done. He will work on he likes to work. But guess what?
Yeah.
Drug will still be in this country. We can't eradicate drug totally.
Yes.
But the truth is, it's not only leadership is crucial.
Yeah.
But the part of the people is just as crucial as the leader. That's my point.
On this drug issue, wait,
No. I have to answer quickly. This drug issue that you're talking about.
Yes.
America, where the drugs come from. The
big barons.
the big do they have a drug problem? Yes or no?
They do.
They do.
Oh, do they have effective drug fighters?
Yes, they
Of
do.
course.
Oh, so what are you saying?
Human beings will be human beings.
Human beings will be human beings.
That's not an
So
excuse.
it's not. Excuse me.
Let me add to what you just said now.
Yeah.
Now, you are looking at these guys on the streets, the foot soldiers, the ones who end up the end users of the drugs, right? The people who own these barons, who are the drug lords, are from where? The leaders.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
No, I'm just saying.
That's all just said. That's all
Listen
apologies.
now.
How do you know that?
Listen now.
It's what we want to believe.
Because
how do you know?
when you hold somebody and they call this person and they call this person, the calls go to the top and they release the person. No, see, if we say we start from the bottom does not have the influence to cause the change. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's the word.
That's the change. My daughter does not have the right to tell me, Mommy, is there goosey soup you must cook this week? She doesn't have the influence. But I, who is the leader, or my husband can say, is there goosey we are eating this week, and we will eat it from beginning to the end, and there's nothing that can happen. And they will frown their face, but they will eat their goosey soup. That's the difference. So we all understand our role. We know that everybody will hold hands and fight the fight.
I've never clapped for you on this set.
Our leaders starting the fight, and then we are following behind because we have assurance that the people leading us know where they are going. That's it.
See where President Governor
I'm going to go on a
Rufai.
commercial break. I'm going to go on a commercial break. When we come back, you wrap up on this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You say I should wrap up too, and I'm showing white shirts. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You understand?
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing. Hopefully, we should move to our health segment. Let's take a few comments on social media.
God, I beg.
I have two messages.
We don't need
Go ahead.
Sakam and J changes. When Governor Rufai put his children in public school, now yeah, we did for this year of you. I was on set. We shouted before we know the Peking not did there again. He didn't dare. We want to see that those days for you to be able to go to any to take advantage of public scholarship, you need your G2 result. Do you know?
Nima, can I
went
pause you?
back to rewrite my
pause you
G2
for a second?
result.
Let me pause you for a second.
In federal civil
Because
service, there are
what you are saying
requirements.
is what we've all said on this table. There's nobody on this table that does not agree that our leaders have taken advantage of our resources, have gone abroad, school, their children are schooled abroad, they even go there for vacation. We understand all the issues. I'm talking about, like, we can sit down here and complain about Nigeria to tomorrow.
You're talking
I'm
about
saying,
the
how
change.
do we fix it? Fixing it is not, hear me, I'm almost done, Nima. Fixing it is not getting a leader that will fix it. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. That leader is not coming unless you're going to bring in maybe somebody from somewhere in that country that is not Nigerian at all. You can bring them maybe. But if you are looking for somebody that will just enter politics and go through the ranks of politics and get to the presidency and fix Nigeria, you're wasting our time.
I agree with you.
We are wasting our time.
But when we
to
talk
find
about
that leader,
influencing
influence will come later. To find that leader is what I'm saying. We need to go back to the grassroots and bring them from a society that is based on love.
I'm going to quote Fela in case I quote him wrong.
and economic growth.
And government are the influences that you need. We have a culture of corruption. You want to change it. And you're saying it will start from the individual cells who don't even know what it will collectively mean.
Who's going to teach them?
Who is the teacher?
That's the point. You have answered the question.
Who told the government?
You have answered the question.
No. The person that will teach them. Then there is government.
Who is going to teach them?
Let me help me understand. Who is government? Define government. Is it an angel?
Morayo.
Is it coming from heaven? Who is this government? Is it Nigerian? If it's a Nigerian, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a Nigerian government.
In my own
Who is the
family,
government?
my parents consider
Come and teach
opening
you.
my hair
Who is in the government?
or having a boyfriend
Angel Gabriel or Angel
something
Michael?
bad. Wait. My parents consider opening my hair, having a boyfriend something bad for their girl child. In Bisi's house, going to the beach is okay in bikini. In YK's house, having your 21-year-old birthday bash is something okay. Are we going to have a collective culture without a common, what's it called, common place?
Identity.
A common identity. Where will it come from?
It's not going to work.
That is why
If you allow us,
That's why
if you allow us
my
each-
father instituted that
Wait, now.
national conference for us to come
If
together.
you allow us each
and have a
individually
conversation.
determine what the collective will be, it will continue to clash.
Yeah. We do not even have the power.
We don't have it.
We don't have the power.
I hope you understand my point.
Morayo,
okay?
I don't
Me, I
understand.
get your point. I'm telling you your point
I
is impossible.
have understood you. It's important that you understand me.
I understand you.
I
understand you, Morayo.
If you understand me,
I'm arguing with you from that place of understanding.
That is where
it
I
has
want
to
to
be
go.
influenced down, not from down
So,
up.
wait,
What am I going to
okay, I'll
influence
come
you?
back to you. Since she understands me, let me converse with her since she understands me. Hang on. So that place of influence, who is influencing who? Answer that question. Who is influencing who?
We
The
have
leaders
a problem
are
now.
supposed to
Yes.
influence
One person,
the followers.
Let's
Wait,
even
now,
just
let
assume,
her answer.
in a basket
Yes,
of good eggs,
yes.
one bad egg is up. Every other bad egg is pursuing their own happiness, which is, of course, today materialism. We are looking at our big houses, money, everything.
Hey,
that
answer
one bad
question,
egg
you.
is up,
I want to-
influencing more bad eggs.
The
And you're
leaders-
saying the change will start from that
Can I
single
say
one.
something?
Yeah.
Morayo,
I don't understand.
You said that there is no Messiah coming from anywhere.
Yeah.
That if you think that government is going to change, it's because it's with the people. I want to just say something. When you keep saying that, you are giving the leaders an excuse to misbehave.
Yes.
Because if you say the leaders are responsible, we the followers too have a responsibility, but they lead the responsibility because they are the ones that have the influence
Thank
to
you.
change us.
Thank you.
Can you pause there?
You see, I can't pause.
responsible.
Let me
Okay,
finish.
okay.
Because when you keep saying there is no Messiah, they can bring themselves and become Messiah. They can bring themselves together. Yes, because it's
Even they
what
sat
they
together
do.
yesterday, 16
Let me
days.
add something,
I
YK.
said when 19 southern governors met yesterday and they came out with their communique, I looked at it, I listened, I said,
Okay.
if true, you follow do this thing.
Yeah. Things will change.
Things go work.
Okay,
So let me
it's
add a
one
little
thing
thing.
for them to
All
follow
right.
it, but the Nigerians when you know they did Uncle's Borrower, it's not somebody's idea of Uncle's Borrower's program. They will have good ideas, but the people, the human beings to implement it, Father.
How many uncle borrow? How many uncle you know that borrow that money? Wait now.
Let me
You
add
win came from
something small.
Jonathan.
Let me
He said
add
he
something.
said you
How
win.
many Nigerians
Those Nigerians
won?
are giving money.
Let me
Guys,
add
have them use money to go and Japa. It's not about leaders
Let
can
me
bring
add
it
something
ideas.
small.
This Messiah they're coming that will come with all these beautiful ideas and influence. They will bring the ideas, but guess what? If the rotten nature of our Nigerians, if you don't fix it, there's nothing you bring. It's not going to work. Right?
Okay, so first of all,
It's not gonna work.
what we're operating here is not leadership, because leadership is about service. Even Jesus said, for who will be the greatest will be the servant. And he exemplified that by washing the feet of the disciples. Washing the feet of the disciple. The feet is like the lowest part of your body, right? If you have to be a leader, you must first be a servant. And we do not have leaders that are servants. So this leadership was shouting, we don't even have it.
Excellency, sir.
We never even get
Excellence.
that.
So you're not agreeing with me?
Yes, we never get
We
that.
don't get the
But
we're getting somewhere.
We're saying
No,
we
no,
can
we're
have
getting
it.
somewhere. Yes,
We
you
can
can't
have it.
finish, yeah.
The fact that
How
you
would you
have
have
it.
it?
No, listen. The fact
should
that you
say
have
it.
taken the mandate
Wait.
and the authority puts you in a position to be a leader.
Why
Now,
should change?
listen
If the
now.
foundation is destroyed, how can you?
Leave foundation. Not be picking on tell you what's going to happen for my house. Leave foundation. Now me go make the rules. Now me go enforce them. Now people go look me. When I went to Rwanda, they say their president comes out on Saturdays to sweep. Their president
Oh,
on
Father,
Saturdays.
we have
And
this
everybody comes out to sweep their compound.
Thank you.
And when they are done,
I like
when
the
they are
Rwanda
done,
example.
when
Please
they
finish.
are done,
Yes.
they now gather. The people
Yes.
that live around the presidential
Yes.
place now gather, and he gives a speech. He just encourages them, and everybody goes home. Because that is a practice that the president is involved in. Everybody in their corner. If my president can come out and sweep, who am I? I will come out.
You don't go sweep.
He did not start from an Akara woman first to be able to command a lot of people. The president who has the influence started it, and every other person said, if this man, I'm telling you,
that's not how it started.
Now, so it be.
Let me respond to that. Thank God, one of the ministers.
I was there. I read their history.
I'm happy you went there. Congratulations. I'm talking about those of us that the minister. I was in with Bukan Wushika's event in Dubai, where one of the ministers in Rwanda was there, and one of the things she said when the president came, everybody had to go back because there was a lot. They had a war. The Hutus and the Tutsis. A conversation by the people had to sit down where you confront the person who killed your child.
Yes.
The person who raped your mother.
Yes.
Let me finish now. This is not a housewife's conversation. We're having a conversation. So everybody came to forgive each other. Every household realized that the people who killed your loved ones, you go and confront them and say, I'm sorry. Every household went back to forgive each other. It's from that forgiveness. Now, civic engagement.
Who organized the forgiveness? No, it's a question. So we get it. Who organized the forgiveness?
I'm getting your point.
The point I'm trying to make is that the man that you are seeing that is sweeping, he did not start sweeping because he just to become a leader and sweep. You sweep because you now feel you're part of this community. There's a sense of loyalty to this community.
Because that is what will earn you. Wait, that is what will earn you the followership.
Who organized the meeting?
As a people, we have a role.
Unfortunately, we have a doctor who is online.
Who organized the meeting?
We have not finished this conversation.
Let me let you wrap up, and then we have a
quickly
guest.
wrap up. The people have a role. The role to determine what they will not take and what they will take. The role to not continue to support what is not accepted.
It's these leaders that will teach them.
Wait. By the time the suffer reach, people go know what they go take. By the time we as Nigerians are ready, this crop of leaders that we continue to have in office, we will not have them. Except you love the country, we will demand certain standards, and that standards we will make sure is enforced. That's the example of Rwanda, not the example that we are talking about.
Anyways, we have to wrap up because we have our doctor. So let me go on a very short, but in a nutshell, I don't even know how we started the conversation again.
No, I'm going back to civil servants. Civil servants return the money when they carry. They should return it. Civil servants, all the people where they are abroad, return the money.
Let's wrap up. Unfortunately, please return our money. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, bring in our doctor. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Right now, still on cholera, we have the WHO, that's the World Health Organization, announced an increase in cholera cases in several regions. Right now, we'll be having on the phone with us the DG of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, who will be giving us an update on the state of cholera in the nation. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning to you all.
So we heard of the outbreak. Lagos, as of yesterday, was about 500 confirmed cases and about 29 deaths or so. What's the situation right now nationwide?
Well, nationwide, as at yesterday, we had suspect 1,528 cases, 53 deaths across the 31 states and 107 local government areas. However, the case fatality rate was about 3.5%, which is much higher than what is agreed for this area globally. So that's a cause for concern for us.
What's happening? Correct me if I'm wrong. They said this started with a bottle of Tiger Nut drink, you know, the unbranded bottle. So sir?
Yeah, go on.
So what are you doing as a body, you know, to sensitize Nigerians about such bottles or drinks?
Well, let me say again that that Tiger Nut drink is just one source, because that itself was used contaminated water to make it. So it could have contaminated other sources, but that's one source. And that basically, the idea is to let people know what cholera is, how it presents, and how it can be avoided. Cholera is a disease of poor access to or lack of access to water, sanitation, and hygiene. It is caused by an organism that gets into our food or water. Once the food or water is contaminated, it is transmitted. And it presents typically with serious diarrhea, profuse diarrhea, the color of which is described basically as rice water stew. That's characteristic. It could come with vomiting or not, or fever. However, the most serious aspect of it is that once you start having diarrhea, you must seek medical attention because the diarrhea is profuse. You lose a lot of fluids and electrolytes, and that's what kills. But once you can get to a health facility, they will rehydrate you and get you back to what normal. Every other thing can be taken care of. So the message was to start having this diarrhea, visit the nearest healthcare facility. But again, as a preventive measure, try to boil your water before drinking, or using it to cook.
It's sustainable. There's no gas.
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm saying is, you heard my thoughts. I was thinking out loud. I said, is this sustainable? There's no gas. We're managing everything at the moment. But I wanted to ask you, how is the sensitization going so far? Are people responding?
Sensitization is going quite well because I heard responses last night when I was at 2 TV stations, responses from different people on the streets. They know what to do, and it's going on at different states because it's a state issue. All this is occurring in different states. We've sent out advices to them. We told them what to address, and they will address such in the languages that are peculiar to their states. But I'm happy that all the states are taking over their responsibilities. They are holding meetings, doing surveillance activities, and trying to address the people in terms of prevention. So I don't have any doubt whatsoever that we will overcome. Yesterday, we established the incident and national incident command systems. Basically, this is just a way to coordinate nationally the response to this cholera so that we don't have this scattered response. We also consolidate the issue of resources we have so that we can distribute to the various states that need them. This time around, we're concentrating on the hotspots, about 8 to 9 states where this disease is very, very rampant. They constitute about 90% of the cases nationally now, so we're concentrating on them.
Okay, let's talk about the issue of vaccine, because many of the states are saying that they are yet to receive vaccines from the federal government. The SA2, the governor came on our show of Lagos State, was saying that there was somewhat a decline in Lagos, but right now it looks like over the weekend, the numbers went up. So what's the update on that, on the issue of the updates in Lagos and then the issue of vaccines?
The update in Lagos, what we have here is on the rise, because they have more deaths now. But I hope since they've all gotten together, they've got their acts together, we hope to see a decrease in number of cases in the next couple of days. With respect to the vaccines, let me say that vaccines alone cannot control any disease. That's number one. Number two, it's not peculiar to cholera alone. Vaccines generally, the demand for vaccines generally, nationally and globally, the demand is so high. The demand is high. Supply is very limited. Most of these countries pre-order for these vaccines when they know that this is occurring. And so I know that the Minister for Health has contacted Gavi and CGI for more vaccines. I don't know when those vaccines arrive. But more importantly, the vaccine itself only gives limited immunity for a short period of time. So generally, we say that you use vaccines in combination with other control measures, preventive measures, and address the issue of water, address the issue of sanitation, and personal hygiene. With those three, we are sure that you can contain the disease.
Okay. All right. So what are the plans? I mean, we know some of what Lagos State is doing, but there are some places, other states. How are the numbers in the other states doing? Are you experiencing a decline in some states, or is there still an increase across the various states that we have?
With the encouragement and all the states that have been sensitized to take up the battle in their various states, they've set up their own incident command systems. We've also sent out rapid teams from here. I know that I was in Lagos last week. 2 of my colleagues are in Lagos right now, helping them, assessing them. We've sent other teams again to all those hotspot states to guide them and support them. Also, our partners like WHO, UNICEF, etc., they're also in various states to support all the states, especially where there are gaps.
Okay.
I don't have any fears whatsoever that in the coming days we will to get over this.
Aside, what other measures means do people contact cholera aside, contaminated water? What should we be doing as a preventive measure? Washing hands? The
prevention, hand washing is basic, and that's what we are concentrating on. And I think this culture of hand washing should also be passed on to our school children. So the school health program must be activated in various states. That's that age where issue of hygiene and personal hygiene can be cultivated early. Apart from hand washing, this open defecation we should discourage. Like Randy said earlier on, you don't have water. So what we are talking about, linking up with the Ministry of Water Resources, is that at least they should try to provide temporary water supply, maybe tankers with good water to those areas where they don't have water they can assist. You provide mobile toilets or build portable latrines that can be properly maintained for now. At least because I know defecation is a physiological reaction. If you have nowhere to do this, you do it openly. So we need to discourage that. Secondly, with the rainy season, NIMET has predicted a heavier rainfall this time, and we need to be careful, especially all those flood-prone areas. Once the flood starts, there's a tendency that the source of water there can be contaminated. So they need to do something about this flood, either move people away from the flood-prone areas and do something. But this is a long-term measure, and this is where, again, physical planning is essential. It's a long-term measure, but most states should address this one. So most states should address the issue of water supply, environmental sanitation, waste disposal, sewage disposal, drainage systems to reduce the flooding effect of flood, and of course continue sensitization. If they have access to vaccines, when the thing comes, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency is the one that handles vaccines. They know how they will distribute this to the people who most need them.
This question is for people right now, because while we are waiting for government to supply water and everything, there has to be a way for people to sterilize their water right now. I listened to a doctor yesterday saying if you put your water in the sun and the sun beats it, maybe put it on the roof of your car or something, that sterilizes the water. Is that possible?
That is not possible, because if you want to sterilize water, you have to boil it. The sun cannot boil water.
Yes,
I know that some materials have been sent to the various state governments now, even with support from WHO. They are providing disinfecting tablets for people to use in their water, just to reduce the number of bacteria there, to decontaminate the water before they drink or use them. This is being circulated, being propagated at the local government and the state governments. We also distribute again from here when we get when the supplies are. No, we will send some out to the various states now. So these include oral radiation therapy, chlorine tablets for disinfection of water, IV drips, etc. These are things they will need on the field to address this. We also, for states, perhaps again, they should create oral radiation centers for those of them who have diarrhea, where they can easily send drips for them, give them the fluids, and give them other treatment they can use. And we're having assistance by MSF on this matter, because that's their area of expertise.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Is there any other updates you think we should know before you leave? Because so far we're happy that the government seems to be putting this under control, but we're just worried about a serious spike in certain areas that don't have quick access to medical care.
No, that's why we've sensitized all states now. All states are on alert for this. And we are, the incident command system now, we have people all over the states now who collect data, who track the data to see the occurrence of this disease. And with that tracking, we can narrow down to which areas they have problems and address those problems there. We give them all the necessary support. We're also currently training staff in various state governments on how to make diagnosis. You don't wait for all these high-falutin diagnostic facilities, cholera presents in a very typical manner, and it's something again you can use microscopy for. Just look at the stool and put it under the microscope. You can make your presumptive diagnosis.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. We've been speaking with Dr. Idris, Dr. Ijide Idris, the DG of NCDC. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.